Welcome to the Ordinal Revolution podcast. My name is Shizzy, and previously this was the DeFi Discussions podcast, but we actually did a rebrand this week. We feel like we should be covering this space 100% exclusively. The Bitcoin Ordinal BRC20 bitmap space is something that we think is going to explode within the next 6 to 12 months. So we want to be here for it. We want to cover it 150% of the time. So that now we are now and forever will be Ordinal Revolution. We thank everyone who was with us for DeFi Discussions, but this is now chapter 2, and we're really going to own this niche. We're really going to own this market, and we're going to bring you the highest content of the best projects out there really early. We want to find them early, bring them to you to help you do your research. Again, I want to keep saying it because it's always going to be true. We are not financial advice. We only do this so you guys can have research and put things out, projects that really aren't out there. So that's what this is. And today we have a really awesome market update for you. So we do a weekend update and a weekly update. This is your weekend update. We're going to bring you all the prices and what's going on in the markets. So without further ado, let's bring in my co-host, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, man?
Ordinal Revolution rebrand.
We're here. We made it. We made it. We made it to chapter 2.
I'm excited, man. We've been pretty much doing this anyways for since May, but to make it official is exciting. And yeah, the space is just, there's more energy pouring into it actually from a builder's perspective. And that's kind of what we do, right? So we bring the information, like you said, of new founders and just in the market to the people.
100%, and that's kind of what it's all about. That's like when we first started here, it was really hard to find information on things. So it was kind of those things where it's like, let's bring it to them, let's find it for them, and let's put it out there, because that's just kind of what it is.
For sure.
But yeah, so today we're going to go over Unisat, we're going to go over Magiceden, and we're going to go over some news around the markets. But I'll let you take the Unisat.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll break down the BRC20 space. So Ordi, kind of starting off there with this first line, just for people to know. This top 3 is sorted by deployment time. So like when they first deployed and kind of, what their percentages are and the gains and losses. So Ordi is number 1 because it's the very first one, right? So we'll kind of bypass this because we want to really see what's been going on in the 24-hour market. Oshi is the big news in the BRC20 space. Oshi's been a really hard project to gauge from a research perspective, right? So I know that, me and Shizzy, we kind of, we actually think a little bit differently at times about Oshi. And I feel like he's given it a little bit more of a look now that they've released some of this boss documentation and supposedly the code's been released, but they are up 57%. So taking a look at that earlier today, it was at almost 1900, but dropped a little bit down to 1776. But when we're looking at, the past couple of days, this was sitting at I want to say maybe 1100 or something 3 days ago, 1000, and then now it got all the way to 1800. So big winner there. Obviously it's been getting a lot of attention in the Ordinal Twitter space. We did a video to dive into it. The Block Runner's done a video to dive into it. A lot of people are posting about it, so they've got some attention, and I think that's really what is contributing to that, right?
Yeah, I just want to say that just don't fall into FOMO. It's up a crap ton today, and you cannot buy 0.1 of this. You have to buy a whole one. So just be careful out there. Not financial advice. Do whatever the hell makes you happy. But I've come into the green candle disease myself with projects, and I just want to share my mistakes with other people.
100%. FOMO is the number one cause of green candle disease. Buying the top. So like Shizzy said, not financial advice, but that is definitely not something I would do. Sure. But jumping into HSAC, I gotta say it because it's just it's how you read it. It's something new. I'm gonna figure out what this is because I feel like there's something behind it. I'm gonna research it. Yeah. For it to get this much momentum, it's new, or maybe it's been out there and we just hadn't seen it in the top 24 for a while or something. So I'm not sure what HSAC is, but we will definitely follow up with that. Sats number 3. kind of taking a couple steps back. Sats is always in the top 3 for volume. We had a special guest Swapsky on earlier, and he kind of follows my sentiment a little bit about Sats being like this brand that's just really kind of stuff that we talked about in the show already, right? And so we'll see the future of Sats. It's still in the top 3. I want to see a day that it's not in the top 3, so we'll see with that. Track is down about a 1.29%, sitting at probably 45 cents. Yep, exactly 45 cents there. Been ranging. It's dropped a little bit the past couple days. It was hovering
Yeah, it was
50 to 52. So Track's been down. But one thing about Track, they did announce today, actually earlier in the day, that they have finalized their BRC20 indexing, and it's available. APIs available to all developers. So they're really, staying focused on trying to make sure that they hold their position and follow through with that decentralized indexing, right? For the token. What are your thoughts?
Track's always building. I have huge respect for Benny, what they're doing over there with really being unfunded. They're really going to put out stuff. I'm, like I said, a huge fan of this project. So yeah, I'm just excited. I think in private conversations, I think Benny's going to have something special within the next couple months and stuff. So we'll see what's going on with that. But then not financial advice, of course.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great thing about just building our network and stuff there. But yeah, so Track is, just I'm actually waiting personally, not financial advice, personally waiting for a little bit of more of a drop for an entry for me. But, that's just me personally. But so they look, they took a dip, but not too bad. Ordi, the first token BRC20 launched $6.40. So it's been ranging between the $6.20 to $7.20. So like a dollar in between, kind of, I would say, like for the past week and a half, really. And it's almost gotten to a point. It's kind of like Bitcoin already, like in the sense of like how the volatility works right now, right? It's not like going crazy up, it's not going crazy down. So I think like when Bitcoin like jumps up big, we'll see Ordi, like follow suit. Maybe not right away because like it has to trickle down, right? But that's how I look at Ordi. Grum, the new
Grumpy Cat,
Grumpy Cat, the new meme token, just sitting at dead even, right? So in the last 24 hours, so hasn't really moved. I'm sure there's a lot of supply here because we're looking at 0.08 sats, so definitely a lot of supply there. So even there, Yari, it's the bridge token for the Oshi team. It's up 28.95%. And that's the thing about these like projects that have multiple tokens. When one of their main token takes off, the secondary and third token like benefits from that, right?
For sure.
We saw it with Track and Benny and Uni, right?
Yep.
Univ or whatever.
No, it's UNIV.
Yeah.
That's Benny's. Yeah.
OXBT. Wow. Didn't expect to see this. So it looks like it's not that much of down. It's only down 4%, which is surprising to me because I could have sworn like 10 hours ago this was at like 130 sats.
Well, click it because sometimes it's wrong because I noticed that earlier. What is it sitting at?
86.
Same
for
thing,
the
right?
Yeah. So I mean, well, you know what? They had the auction, and maybe when the auction was going on, that drove it up to 130, right? And then but OXBT, there's some power branding behind that with BitGod, so we'll continue to give that some time. But they are down 4.44%. Recursive is up. Let's see, Recursive is up 50%, so pretty significant gain there. 300 sats. And then the thing about Recursive is that they have that website tool, so they have utility actually right now in terms of not necessarily the token specifically, but the project, right? So I think that's pretty big, being that they're new and right out the gate they have a website that you can use. So
for sure.
Boss is interesting, and this is one of the things I kind of hate in crypto and DeFi in general. Is like, from my knowledge, is that like this is not related to the Boss protocol system, because actually their documentation said that they're not making a token for this. what happens? This Boss token is benefiting from Boss news, right? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
100%.
They're up 137%. So, I'll do some further research and see what this is about. We were talking about with Mark Jeffries 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, maybe. But the we is up 8%. I haven't seen we in the top 24 in some time, so it's good to see this classic meme token, back in the top 24, hovering at that 20-cent mark.
Yeah,
which is solid for a 21 million supply. So Council is up 6.61%. Man, like I'm waiting for the Council to really break out.
Yeah.
They're at $331. I believe the all-time high was just like right under 500. It could have been more.
I thought it was closer to 6.
Was it maybe? Yeah, I think there was maybe a brief moment right now. I mean, I expect the Council to be higher than this, and one of the reasons is because their total supply is 10,000, and Oshi's is 13,000. Now, Oshi had a head start on the Council.
Yeah,
I think they launched maybe like 2 weeks or maybe even a month before. I'm not sure exactly when they launched, but they definitely had a head start.
for sure.
But I do expect the Council to, and this is not financial advice to anybody, but this is just my expectation, having that small supply and the powerhouse that they have in terms of marketing and their launch pad coming out. So we'll see.
Well, they did have some news. I'm having trouble finding it right now, but it was about their spaces. They're going to be hosting like a bunch of spaces within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and it could
look out for that.
Yeah, and that could have to do with like product launch, right? Because it would make sense, right? But until we confirm that is just speculation.
We'll try to be in that as well and give you guys the
for sure
going on with them.
Yeah,
so
we definitely have
here and that. So
yeah, we definitely have the relationship with them. So if we can drop alpha dealing with that, then we definitely will. LK99. This is a meme token, I believe, that was a play off of the UFO. This is that element, the new element that was what is it? Semiconductor type of element or whatever.
Yeah.
It actually kind of shot up the first day, but we're sitting at 4.99 sats, 72% increase though, so must have been pretty low. VMPX sitting at 14, 169 stats. This is kind of a this is a pretty decent dent in the price right there. 31% drop. I'm not worried about it because I know who's behind the project and what their utility is going to be with staking on that bridge. So could be a good entry for me. Orpo 260 sats. We're sitting at a 1.96% increase. They are, I bet you they're at 8 cents. Yeah, that's what I was thinking around there.
They've been sitting there for a while.
8 cents and 10 million total supply, I believe, or 8 million.
I was thinking about Orpo. Orpo could be a good trade setup because they haven't really dropped anything. Oshi before Boss came out, they didn't drop anything, and then all of a sudden it's up. What are we up like 5x already? So potentially Orpo could be. Obviously it would probably be a buy the rumor, sell the news, because once they put out docs, it takes a long time to actually get things started. So, but they haven't really put out anything, and they really haven't messaged anything. So that's definitely, it's definitely at your own risk, but that could be something to definitely look into, not financial advice.
Yeah, for sure. They have something brewing supposedly. I briefly talked to their developer in DM and trying to get him on the show whenever he's not as busy, so hopefully he can jump on. But yeah, and then XOXO, which was a meme token that was launched on Ethereum, and then there was the copy over here. So it's 18% increase. It's kind of hovering around that like 4 to not quite 7 range the past couple of days. Benny back in the top 24 since that last run it had with track. Very slight increase, 1.85%, sitting at like $14, I believe, maybe $14.36.
Yeah.
X dropped pretty significantly because it was in the top 3 for I want to say like almost like the past like 4 days, down 21%, sitting at that 4 cent mark, and that is mine that I listed there. That's okay because like I did buy in some of that, but I'm getting rid of it obviously, as you can see. And then Dozy, I'm not sure about Dozy though. I'm not sure
So
about
I minted
Dozy.
Dozy. I looked into it a little bit. I have 7,000 of these that I minted, which is awesome. It's only like $1. It's like $185 or something like that. So I was just like, oh, well, that's awesome. I mean, I think I minted it for $6 because I minted like 2 or 3 different things. So, but yeah, I'm an owner of Dozy, and it was just one day I was bored and I wanted to inscribe something to get some more Unisat points, and that was one of the ones that I inscribed.
Nice. Yeah. So Dozy up 6%, and then TXO up 2%. This is that airdrop token that we've talked about. Yeah. And then Zing, Zing, I think we talked about this before, but it was minted on an uncommon sat or deployed.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that like when you get the transfer inscription, you lose that sat, right? So the remaining TXOs that were on the deployed sat are still there on the uncommon, but it sucks because like that is one thing about minting BRC20s on a rare Satoshi, that you don't get to keep that benefit,
For sure.
And then so they're even here. Bavo, I think there's a Chinese token. It is actually, because I saw them jump into spaces. Sitting at 4 cents. They're just pretty much even. Nothing big there. And then Meme showing up at the bottom is down 10% and sitting around $10.57. So yeah, so there is your BRC20 market update, and not looking too bad for the most part. I feel like a lot of green in the market, couple reds, but mostly green.
Hell yeah. Well, that was great. Thank you, sir. And then I will take over, and I will be bringing you guys the Magiceden version of the update. So Magiceden, number one, sitting on the 7-day, which is crazy to me, is bitmap. And we're going to go into bitmap and always check 21.5, man. It's growing, dude. It's like 100 every day. It's pretty crazy. 100 new wallets hold bitmaps every single day. Price is down a little bit, sitting at 0.00019. This was sitting around 0.0024 most of the week, and now it's down. And I always scroll through here looking for some maybe bitmap punks that somebody accidentally put up for sale, but it never really ever happens. But it could. And then we'll go back to Magiceden, and then we'll look at the Bitcoin. No, I'm sorry. Ordinal Maxi Bid is sitting at number 2 at 0.19, dude. What's up with this? It's dropping.
0.19
fast.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I expect it to probably jump back up into like the 0.21, 0.22 maybe. But if it drops to like 0.1, 6, or that to me that's a steady decrease. I mean, look at the frogs. Where are they at?
Yeah, so the frogs sit number 3 at 0.0254. That's kind of like we said before. That's kind of like where they live right now, between 2.5 and 0.030. So that's just kind of until we get like a huge pump, which is coming in my opinion for the entire market, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And we got Ordinal Punk sitting at 3.1. We'll look into them. Ordinal Punks is 100 supply. 3 Bitcoin to buy a punk.
Not right now. Let me sell some stuff.
So we got Bit Apes, buy Bored Ape Yacht Club members. We looked at this last week as well, sitting at 0.0033. That's always seems to be always up there these days. Little Peepos kind of falling. This was definitely in the top 3. 420 total supply, sitting at 0.073. So that's been just kind of hanging around there. Then we have Osh or Cash. So we were talking about this earlier. It's sitting at 0.0017. So I think you have a better understanding of this than I do. Could you explain a little bit?
Yeah. So the Orc Cash is a new protocol that allows you to mint or purchase on the secondary market these they work like BRC20s in terms of like amounts of tokens that you can get, right? So they're broken up in, for example, this is the very first ORC20 or ORC Cash token that was launched called OSH, and there's 21,000, 1,000 inscriptions for tokens, right? So if you do the math, that's 21 million, right? Total tokens, but they're
Yeah.
not tokens until you send this NFT, if you will, inscription to a burn address, wallet address, and then you will get the 1,000 tokens in return as credits, right? But
Yeah.
they act as actual cash credits, right? So the way they act as cash credits is each token has its own serial number, right? So in a sense that it frees up your tokens to be able to move them around a little bit easier, I believe, like in terms of airdrops, like you said. It could be cheaper, utilizing them for that, and just not having to sell and move them around in the 1,000 at a time system that we have with BRC20. So it's a new protocol that we were in spaces with Sonic that used to work at Unisat in May. He told us that he had departed, but so he has the experience in the space, and really what he's trying to push is the another protocol that can be a little bit more flexible than the BRC20, and this is what the idea is. So he's kind of leading the initiative for this, but it's catching. I mean, some of it's catching on, right? Like Magiceden is listing it, right? So we'll see how that kind of works.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm thinking of this too. It's kind of like it's a protocol built by someone who used to work for Unisat, which is just alone pretty awesome. And you were telling me that it's not like a normal BRC20, it's an ORC20, right?
Yeah, it's an ORC20, and so it's not a BRC20, but the system framework that's supposed to process these are supposedly able to also recognize BRC20s. I need to do a full deep dive and before I speak any further into it, but I will say that they are making this like an interchangeable situation, so you don't have to get rid of like BRC20s if this works. And so I don't know, like I see that if BRC20s aren't going away, they're not going away. So it will have to either coexist with BRC20s or it will fade off, one of the two. So far it's on Magiceden and people are buying it for the past 24 hours. So we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. So it should be definitely fun to see what happens to it being something brand new and different. So that's pretty cool.
For sure.
All right, let's keep going with our update here. So we're sitting at Bitcoin Punk's sitting at 0.025. They've been sitting around here for a little while now. They were up a lot a few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure. And we got OCM, on-chain monkeys, dimensions 300, sitting at 0.32. I feel like they've been sitting here for a little while. And we have the Unisat OG Pass.
Still up there.
It's still up there. I think it's going to be up here for a while because this might be how you get something special in the future. Especially
maybe.
with,
I think it has to do with fees, though.
Okay.
You get less fees or something.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense, too. The fees really aren't bad with Unisat, though, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. But maybe there's multiple benefits. But those apes on Bitcoin, those were cheap.
Yeah. What is it? Apes on Bitcoin?
Yeah, because those right there, up one, up. They're the second on that row.
Yeah.
Yeah, those the inscription numbers are freaky. They're low. Yeah. So I mean, like that might be a good buy, in the future. I mean, the art is like 1, super 8-bit looking. 1, so
I just have a hard time buying apes and punks. I just if it was something different and original, it would be, but it's kind of when people say, "Oh, what are you buying, a monkey JPEG?" So it's just like, yeah, I did buy a monkey JPEG. And I got Taproot Punk sitting at 0.13. These guys have been up here they've been hanging out around here for a little while now. So, and we still didn't confirm if that's by Eric Wall and Udi, right? That's probably has nothing to do with those guys.
What, the Taproot Punks?
Yeah.
No, I think that they have their own project, the Taproot Wizards, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I believe that's theirs, anyways.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought that they were putting that out. Guess not. All right, and that is your Magiceden update. It's getting some news and stuff that's going on around.
Yeah. So the biggest news right now is, Track just announcing that they're indexing the BRC20s is complete. That's a big deal because they're really the competition's right now. It might not seem as obvious to everybody, but there's a big competition going on with indexing and liquidity, like coming up with the liquidity pool solution, right? And you can sense it if you're in the space every day like us. Those messages, through posting on Twitter, whether it's, hey, we're providing the indexing, the APIs for all this, the developers to use to start to create applications. That's basically saying, hey, we're here for indexing and we are going to be the indexer. So that's a strong
100%.
statement by Track. So we'll see how Unisat responds with that, and we'll see how Oshi, the second Oshi's news of showing the boss code and all this stuff is another thing that has come up in the space recently.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. And so I'll bring up this tweet from Track. BRC20 indexing will soon be complete and go live. This will mean developers and projects will be able to build apps, stats, marketplaces, and wallets free to use for everyone. Next stage is track-based staking for Ordinals. Wow.
Yeah.
That is big. That is big. I mean, with Track being down today or like barely up, this is huge news. And I don't think people understand. Everyone now will be able to build a wallet. Everyone now will be able to build marketplaces, and really, you're going to see a huge amount of new projects entering the space because what Benny is giving us from Track, what Rarity Garden is giving us from Track, and I think this is so underrated news that it's mind blowing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is what we expected for them that be like that provider. But we'll see what happens, because I think right now is the race to take your positions, right? Like you have to solidify and corner your use case, really, right? What are you going to be? What are you going to provide to infrastructure? Because once something becomes social consensus, it pretty much becomes that social consensus. Like Uniswap hasn't been dethroned.
No.
You know what I mean? And Sushi Swap came out, and because Uniswap was so strong and developed this way of trading tokens, liquid tokens, it actually created an opportunity for secondary, third swaps that make money. I mean, Sushi Swap doesn't have a swap for no reason. They still make money, even though Uniswap is the main swap on Ethereum and most EVM chains. So basically right now, that main provider for liquidity pools and swapping needs to be established. And then there will probably be like the second version and third. And then also, but indexing, you don't really have that, right? It's like you're the main one or you're not. So
I agree. I hear you. But this also, and when Track says staking for Ordinals, they don't mean staking. They mean something else, correct?
No, they mean staking.
Do they?
Yeah, because what you're talking about is the bitmap parcel inscribing, which you have to tap it to send it to your wallet.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, like Track is trying to do like staking, like yield. So we'll see how that works, because I'm not sure how that is going to be set up for you to stake like Ordinals for yield, but I'm sure that they're coming up with a clever system framework for that.
Yeah, if anyone can do it, it's definitely Benny and Track. So I'm very stoked for that. That actually made I thought there was the other way of staking, so which is definitely confusing. They should definitely change that name.
Well, they did. They changed it to
tapping. It's tapping now. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
I gotcha.
But other than that, like I'm excited about some new stuff that's coming to the space. We had that interview today, with Ninja Cats. I'll say it because like we're gonna release the video anyways, and it's a GameFi product that definitely brings an aspect to GameFi that might exist on some other chains, but not here, not yet. And you know, seeing that on Ordinals is going to be exciting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, I think that's your market update, short and sweet, to the point. Everyone enjoy your Saturday. Please like and subscribe. And just knowing nothing we say here on this channel is financial advice. We appreciate you with the very first episode of Ordinal Revolution, and we appreciate your support in the comments. You guys have been just killing it in the comments, man. It's been amazing. So please, if you guys like what we're doing, just good job, but we appreciate it. We love you guys.
We appreciate all the support.
I'm looking for more. I'm like,
yeah,
it gives me so much like momentum.
Energy.
Just keep
definitely
doing it. Just seeing. Dude,
that's the great thing
awesome.
about
we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the Ordinal space is that it's really encouraging space, and we appreciate you guys. Smash the likes. Our subs are growing because of y'all. And if there's any suggestions, throw them at us. We're open-minded and everything, and we'll keep bringing the new alpha to you every week.
Every week, twice a week. Weekends, we'll give you the weekend. We give you the weekly report and the weekend report. We have a couple videos coming out for you this week, so look forward to them. We have Swapski. We have the Ninja Cats, like Yagobi just said, and then potentially we have a big interview coming up. I don't want to say with who yet, but it's going to be monstrous. So we're going to have that going on, and we'll have you another weekly mark date this coming Wednesday. So look out for that.
Yep, we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Update. I said mark date, didn't I? But yeah, market update. But yeah, it's been a long day, guys. A long day. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you.
All right, check y'all later.
Peace.